Okay, so yesterday, Bombalurina had quite a day. We started off in the lovely imperialist city of Solitude. We're helping this weird guy read a poem for this lovely lady, and he did fine, I guess.
But Solitude stood strong, Skyrim's truest protectors.
And they let us have some kind of party where we got to burn an effigy. I went to the party, we burned this effigy of the old king, and everybody clapped awkwardly.
We remember all those Solitude soldiers out fighting the good fight in this thankless war.
And then I mingled with some of the guests. This lady asked me to find her worthless flute, and this other person gave me a meat pie, but was pretty sassy about it.
I said a free meat pie, as in one. Here's yours.
And then I got on my lovely little reindeer and went down to the carriage. And I took a carriage out to Morthal so that I could get ready to set off and get the Staff of Magnus.
Climb and back and we'll be off.
In Morthal, I took a little nap at the inn, had warmed up, had a little something to eat, and I was about to head out to go get this thing when I left the inn and there was this goddamn dragon. So then I had to kill the dragon, which I mean at this point for me is not very difficult, but you know, it took a second. And however, there was this guard in town that wasn't so lucky and people were very distraught about it. And then this guy randomly offered up that he does not sacrifice children.
If you stand before me to accuse me of sacrificing
Which I didn't ask him. And then I left. And I set out for Labyrinthian... Labyrinthian. We went to Labyrinthian to get the Staff of Magnus. Encountered a spider on the way. At one point I almost killed the reindeer and myself by falling off this dumb wall trying to take a shortcut. And when I finally got up there, there was this ghost guy that was the ex-mage of the college, and he had some kind of storyline going on with all of these ghosts, but I just kind of didn't pay attention. In here, I faced some bone people, a bone dragon, and there was more storyline with the ghosts, which I ignored. And then I found this enchantment table where I made a big mistake and went on my break while I was standing there, didn't pause it. And so when I came back from my break, I came back to discover that I had been standing in this place for probably a whole day or something. And so I was fucking exhausted. And that made getting to the rest of this dungeon quite a task. I didn't have a whole lot of magic to spare, and then my vision started getting blurry as I went through, which was not fun. But I managed to get through most of it, taking out all of these bones and stuff as I went along, and ghosts and wisps and shades. And when I finally got to the end, I was like so tired, and I had to face off against this Morokai person who was no picnic. But I managed to kill him, ran into Ghost Guy one last time, and he tried to confess some awful thing that he did.
I'm so sorry.
But I again ignored him, kept going, ran into one last guy named Estormo, which,
Nothing personal.
and he thought he was about to kill me, but I completely toppled him, and his killing blow looked quite painful. Finally got out, looking desperately for some place to sleep outside. I couldn't find it, but I did find this thing, this dead skeleton, and he had this wooden mask. And so I put it on, and it transported me to this room this mysterious room with empty chests and nothing else in it, and I couldn't even leave the room, but it was in like an alternate dimension or something. And I would have stayed to try to figure out what this was, but I was just so tired. So I left, and I rode back to Morthal, and once I found my reindeer at least. Rode back to Morthal, took a lovely little nap. I believe I leveled up one more time. And then I got into the carriage and I headed out to Whiterun so that I could visit my daughter.
You're back! Let's play a game. Aww.
And drop off some stuff at my house, and then I could sell some things. Finally, I took one more carriage out, and I went to Winterhold, where I stopped. And that next time when I come back, it's gonna be all about the College of Winterhold and trying to save them from the Eye of Magnus and that weirdo guy. So until then,